Hello and welcome back to another final table commentary. Today we got a 1K 6 max PKO from WCOOP 2025. We got Bowie effect on the final table here. Vlad the Slay, somebody I haven't seen in a while. Very strong player. We got Gosh a leg. Malika style. Darwin's back. We got Bad Boy and King. Queen 7 suited for the big stack. Gonna get things started off. Bad Boy calls from the small with 10-10. We get a clean flop for 10s. 9-6-4 flop. No hearts out there, but a backdoor straight draw for Bowie. We'll see if they take a stab here. What do we got locked up? $4,100. That's kind of cool to note. See the numbers down there along the bottom. 17K for first place plus bounties on top of it. Bad Boy gets a free turn. Bowie doesn't take a stab. They got this big stack, dude. 170 blinds. Very comfy first place position. Looks like Bad Boy's in second. Playing just over 100 blinds. They bet on the turn, picking up the flush draw with the overpair, and they take the pot down. Ace for Darwin. That's always fun. King's back after being disconnected for a quick second. Quick reminder, if anybody's not finding they care for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV, so you can go check out some poker action in some silence. Thanks to KalipokerTV for the replay. Ooh, 7-6 calls. We get a 10-10-9 flop. Backdoor flush draw with the straight draw to the 8 for Bowie. Flop just goes check check. Darwin slow plays aces. King of clubs on the turn. That shouldn't make Bowie feel too comfortable here. Just under 6 blinds in the middle. Darwin bets a little over half pot and they'll take it down. Not too much action for aces. There was a world where there's a flop bet and then a check raise from the straight draw, backdoor flush draw. We don't get to see that though. A6 suited for Malika is going to come in for the open. They've got plenty of chips too, 80 blinds. However, King with 9-9. Wait a second. Bad Boy with King Queen O. They find a 3-bet. Nice. 7 blinds to go and 9 swiftly hit the muck. Bad Boy will take that one down pre. Do. Not much going on here. 9-7 suited for Bad Boy. Thinking about an open from the hijack. With Bowie on the button, maybe that deters him from the open. Queen 6, 170 blinds. Bowie says no. Just find the fold. We still got Vlad in the small, who's a very aggressive player. 110 blinds for them. Coming for the open jam with 4-3 suited. They'll take that pot down. Ace 2 suited for Malika. We got a couple 7s for Bowie. Got an open from the 7s. Malika could think about a 3-bet from the big blind. However, Bowie's got all those chips. I don't know if that's the player we want to be 3-betting when we can just call and see a flop. Malika thinks about it for a second. Chooses the ladder. 6-3-2 flop bottom pair. Backdoor straight draw's no good for Malika with that 6 on the board. Looking for an ace or 2, and they see a hefty bet on the flop. 3.8 into 5.4. Call by bottom pair makes sense. Got flush draw out there. Plenty of overcards. We get a 9 of clubs on the turn. Brings in another flush draw. 13 blinds in the middle now. Bowie goes for a full pot size bet. Says, dude, I think my 7s are still best. I can get called by 6x, flush draws, straight draws. 5-4 did flop a straight. Malika's gonna let go of ace 2. It was kind of cool to see though. Big ass bet on the turn there. King 10 for King. We'll see if they open it up here. They got a short stack, but they do cover Gosh. No. Just gonna fold around to Malika. 10-6-0 in the small blind. They'll limp it on in. Ace 6 for Darwin. Could just take this one post flop. Some players say, fuck it, we're just gonna raise, dude. Darwin says, let's get aggressive, raises to 3.5, and they'll take that little pot down. Vlad with a couple sevens. King 3 suited for Bowie. They'll come in for the open. Kind of a weird spot for sevens. They'll find themselves sandwiched in between a few different players here. Darwin with King Jack in the small blind. Could think about a 3-bet, I suppose. King Jack suited. Darwin says, let's just go post flop. Bad boy with 10-9 suited. I think this goes 4 ways. Like, personally, 10-9 suited doesn't seem like a 3-betting hand. Bad boy says this is a fair situation to 3-bet. They do just land on the call. We're going 4 ways to the King 5-5 flop. Bowie and Darwin with top pair. Bowie, of course, with a shit kicker. Bowie's going to check. Sevens check for Vlad. Got a boat on the turn for both Bowie and Darwin, and I suppose Vlad as well. 10-9 of spades, doing nothing here in the hand. Suppose Vlad does have 2 outs to the 7 still. Bowie's gonna bet small. Surely 7s just get out of there. Oh, 7s call. Vlad says, let's see a river card, dude. Don't think Darwin folds. We got a boat. Hard to fold a boat. 3 ways to the river, I suppose. Mm-hmm. 9 of diamonds. Mm-hmm. Darwin's thinking about it. Oh, they're gonna come out for a little block bet for about 10%, a little bit more. I was wondering, I was like, Darwin, why are you taking so long here? Just check already. Darwin says, no, go for a block bet. Bowie's just gonna call with their boat. Get showdown, 19 blinds, get chopped up. Vlad, yeah, had an easy fold with the 7s. Bowie's right back in there with Jack 10-0. Ace deuce for king in the big blind. Not a very good hand, no. Do got that AC, but fuck it, dude, it sucks. King's just gonna fold facing the end of the gun open. Gosh with ace jack. Bowie with ace jack. 16 blinds. Think we still min raise here. Gosh says no, rip it all in. Bowie with a whole bunch of chips and about 15.5 to call. Or exactly. Quick math, 15 plus 19 is like 34.5. Bowie's gonna call. Bowie's gonna call. Looking for hearts. Bunch of 5s. Looks like a chop pot here. 34 blinds. We're chopping it up, and that's some boring ass shit. Queen 5 for Darwin. No, not gonna play that. It's kind of weird with these big stacks. I think you're actually starting to tighten up a little bit more rather than getting too crazy. Like, I don't think your opening range becomes wide as fuck now. Whereas if there's a bunch of short stacks, you can put a lot of pressure on your opponents in plenty of situations. So ranges become a lot wider. However, we just got 2 players under 20 blinds, so these big stacks can't get too crazy until the short stacks bust. However, Bowie does kind of have the opportunity, being in first place, to get crazy, as we saw there with the old jack high. And that wasn't even crazy. Ace 2 for bad boy. Yeah, like, I don't even know, do we open this? 109 blinds, Bowie's still in the hand. Wouldn't be surprised to see ace deuce hit the muck. They're just gonna fold around to Vlad, sorry. Vlad. Said Vlad and Slay at the same time. 9-7, facing the short stack, will come in for a 2.7 blind raise from the small. King 3 for Gosh will 3-bet small, 6.4. That's an interesting size. Oh, Vlad rips it in with 9-7 high. Is this a 4-bet? 4-bets 9 high, takes the pot down. Told you Vlad's a wizard. Maybe I didn't say those words, but I certainly implied he's a strong player earlier. 9-7 from the small, go for the 4-bet jam. It's only 10 blinds behind too, and the 3-bet was like 6.5. Nice play by Vlad. Ace 8, they'll come in for the open from the button here. Ace 2 for Gosh. Gosh just gonna fold, preserve the 10 blinds. Malika with Ace 3 in the big. It would be kind of cool to see some crazy action here, like a 3-bet from the big, maybe a 4-bet from the button, maybe a 5-bet rip. Oh, that's a huge 3-bet, dude. 16 blinds. I don't know what Vlad can do against this. Huge raise. I don't think we can really call. Seems like we got a 4-bet or fold. And then I'm wondering if we can go for a non-all-in 4-bet. Vlad says, fuck all that, dude. That's a huge 3-bet from the big blind. It was 16 blinds. Kind of hard to get yourself in too tricky of a situation there. Coming for a non-all-in 4-bet. Queen 10 suited Vlad. We'll get right back in there though. Ace 10 for Gosh. This kind of looks like a jam here for 10 blinds. Malika folding a queen. Vlad still with some straight potentials and some spades, dude. Oh, spades, a jack. Nah, just a 3 of clubs on the turn. He's got like 2 outs to the river. Anyways, Vlad doesn't get there. Gosh gets the full double. 18 blinds for him. King now our shorty with 15. Has 6-7-0. Eventually gonna fold that bullshit. Got Ace 10 in the big blind. Darwin is covered by Bad Boy, so I don't know if we're gonna get too crazy with 8-3. I would just walk it out here. Yeah, no real reason to get too excited about 8-3 offsuit. Ace 6 on the button is a little more interesting. However, Queen 10 for Vlad. They open it up here. We got King in the big with the short stack. They got a small $500 bounty on their head. I don't know if anybody gets too excited if deuces rip it in here. Has Bad Boy 3-bet King 9-0? No. Deuces just call. Vlad finds top pair. Bets real small and takes the pot down. Ace 2 suited for Bad Boy. See if Malika gets after it with 9-10. They say no, no, no. We gotta preserve chips here. Wait for a couple ladders. Maybe get a chance for one of those small ass bounties. My Bad Boy takes the interesting strategy to limp it on in from the button. We're playing 90 blinds deep. Jack 9 3 flop, pretty boring as Bad Boy's got the nut flush draw. Bowie with not much. Just let's go 7-4. Jack 6 suited. No, Darwin's not playing that, I don't think. Queen 10 hits the muck. Queen Jack for King. 8-6 for Bad Boy. They think about an open, but nope. King rips it in. Vlad with an ace in the big will find the call. Looking for queens and jack. Oh, just a king. Just a king for King. No, they don't find it, of course. That would have been too cool. King busts out in 7th place. We got $5,100 locked up. Vlad gets a small bounty and some chips. 100 blinds does put him in 2nd place. Darwin with King Jack opens it up. Bad Boy, let's go with some shit. Bowie with some shit. No fold. Vlad with Queen Jack in the small with Gosh in the big blind with the short stack. Could call, I suppose, but oh, we're gonna 3-bet from the small. 11 to go. Wasn't expecting that here, and King Jack hits the muck. Nice play by Vlad. Being a bit of a bully there with the bigger stack. Ace 9. Darwin says, dude, I don't care. I'm right back in there. 8, 9 for Malika in the big blind. 60 blinds effective. Typically this is a call. We did lose one short stack. Maybe Malika starts to see some flops. They say not quite yet, dude. Still got that one shorty. It's about a $1,600 ladder if they wait for Gosh to bust out. 10-6-0. Like, does Malika just let this go? No, they say we still got a limp from the small. 8-2 for Darwin in the big. Don't we just fold facing a raise though? What does it matter? Darwin checks the 8-2. Jack 10-4 flop. Middle pair. Looks like a check call for Malika. Darwin with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, gets a pair of 2s. Very small pot here, 2 3/4. Darwin could always bet 1 on the turn to check the river. They say no, I think we'll just show this one down. 9 of diamonds, so the flush completes, a few straights get there. Malika with a 10, checking it all the way down, will bet 1 blind themselves. Darwin with the pair gets a little curious, finds the 1 blind call. Can't really fault him there. 4-4 for Bowie, we'll open it on up. Bad boy in the big with a 7 and a 4. I don't think they play that shit. Darwin's thinking about something with King 7 though. Every once in a while you get a crazy little 3-bet, but not this time. Ace Queen for Gosh. Oh, they could get a double here. They're just going to stick with the open rip strategy, and Bowie has another Ace Jack suited in the big blind. Really hard to fold here. Kind of the same situation you would really imagine Bowie just calls quickly. Wasn't the other one for 15.5? This one's a 14.7 blind call. Yeah, Bowie finds it. No clubs and a queen on the turn. Bad news is a jack on the river. Bowie gets there, but that don't matter. Gosh gets the full double there. That's good news for them. 32 blinds. Let go of the queen 3, dude. Malika with ace queen. I think we will start to see play picking up. I tried to say like 3 words all together and it all came out horrifically. Anyways, play should picking up. Vlad with king 8 in the big. Defending sees a queen 7-6 flop. Small little bet. Malik with top pair, top kicker will take it on down. Bowie with 10-7 on the button comes in for the open. Like, I don't think Vlad will come in for a 3-bet here with Jack 4. Doesn't even play, of course. But play should picking up. Why is that so difficult to say? King Jack for Darwin. Opening it up. Vlad with Jack 10 suited. Finds the call. Queen 9 suited for Malika in the big. Don't know why Gosh is thinking about anything here. Three ways to a flop. Queen 10-2. Open ender for Darwin. Middle pair for Vlad with the backdoor straight draws. Malika, of course, with top pair. Backdoor straight flush draw. Darwin bets about a third. Vlad quickly calls with a 10. Malika with top pair going nowhere. They find the call as well. Another 10. Oh no. Okay, Darwin slows down, right? I think Darwin just checks the straight draw. Board pairs on the turn. You do got that king of spades, so you block some flush draws that will call, of course. Unless you bet huge on the turn. Anyways, what does that matter? Darwin checks. Vlad makes 3 of a kind. Bets a third pot here. Oh, look at that fold by Malika with the topest of pairs, and Darwin with the straight draw says, I gotta get out of here too. Vlad gets there, gets no value though. You know, still a little bit of a pot, like 15 blinds. But you'd expect maybe even Darwin flicks in a call with the open ender. Very small bet, a third pot on the turn. King Jack for bad boy opens under the gun. Vlad will quickly 3-bet ace jack and take the pot down. Ace 8 for Vlad. Ace 8 for Malika. Vlad opens it up. Weird spot. Malika probably folds. I don't know if we really want to call ace 8 off. A 3-bet is interesting though. Malika does just find the fold. Queen 2 suited in the big bad boy quickly calls. We get an ace ace jack flop. Now we got flush draw versus 3 of a kind. Vlad bets small in position. Bad boy's got that backdoor royal flush draw. Not too likely, but possible. No. Queen of hearts on the turn. Bad boy still looking for a diamond. Vlad bets pot. 9 into 9. 2 flush draws out there. Bad boy with one of them. And they also got the pair. Blocking the ace queen, I suppose. Really suck if your opponent has king queen. Somehow find some crazy ass value bet on the turn. Anyways, 3 of a kind will just show it down on the brick river. Pair of queens is no good. Bad boy loses a sizable pot, paying off that turn bet there. Can't really fault him though. We've seen Vlad's been getting after it. I would expect they would show up with quite a few flush draws that could even be dominated by the queen 2 there. Gosh, with a king 8 suited, we'll see if they open under the gun. They do finally open. Bowie, king jack from the small. Kind of an interesting spot. We'll see if they come in for a 3-bet or play call. They say call. Keeping Vlad in the pot. They're playing like 129 blinds deep. 9-7-4 flop. Middle pair for Vlad. Backdoor flush draw. For both Bowie and Vlad. Gosh, there's a backdoor flush draw too. Got 3 in a row. King high. They go for a hefty bet about 5 blinds into 6 3/4, and they just take the pot down there. Pair 7s hits the muck. Gosh's raise under the gun gets some respect there. That's good news. Nice play by Gosh. 8-8 Malika right back in there. Sorry, they weren't in there. No. That was just a fuck up. Anyways, Malika opens under the gun. King Jack suited, this time for Vlad in the small blind. They play call, keeping Gosh in the pot with Queen Jack suited. 3 ways to the ace 7-3. 2 hearts. Weird spot for 8-8. We do kind of want to go for a little bet here. Thin out a player or two. Malika says, no, play more reasonably, dude. Check the pair of 8s with the backdoor flush draw. 6 of hearts on the turn. Interesting. Malika just going to check it down to the river. Maybe even just shows it down. I just figured there's some heart draws. 7x. Straight draws. Could have got value from, of course, all of it would have got there on the 6 and 4 hearts run out, but like, what do we do here? We made the flush on the river. 1 blind bet, we probably call. Gosh gets out of there with Queen Jack. Malika does find the little call. Another 8-8 for Malika, this time in the big blind facing the bad boy open. Ace 4 suited. Queen Jack for Bowie. Bowie 3 bets to 8 blinds. 8s might hit the muck here. Ace 4 suited is kind of a 4 betting hand. Every once in a while you'll get a cold call from the big blind. I don't know if we want to do that in this situation. Probably not. 8's just fold, of course. Bad boy, though. Here's the real question. Do we come in for a 4 bet facing first place position? No, we're just going to pass on the spot. Oh, how there could have been some fireworks. Like, I think Queen Jack just folds facing the 4 bet. Every once in a while you might see a call. If it's really small, maybe. I don't know. And we'll never know. However, Gosh comes in for a 3 bet here to 8.2 with the Ace 10-0. Vlad with Ace Jack. Vlad rips. Like if I'm Gosh, I just fold. It's like a 3 bet bluff. It didn't work. Time to move along, and a nice fold by Gosh. A nice jam by Vlad there. We've seen Gosh's raise get some respect. This time Vlad says, I'm just going to take Ace Jack, rip it in, and see what happens. Queen, Malika will raise and just take it down pre. 7-2 in the big, sucks. King Jack suited, Malika. 3 bet. No, probably just a call, right? Vlad's been opening so much though. Ace 6 suited is a fair hand. Malika does just click the call button. Ace 10 for Bowie in the big. Bowie's got the big stack. We could come in for a 3 bet bluff. 3 bet comes into 11, and I think Malika just has to fold King Jack suited. They would be in position, they just don't have the chips to play. That's a nice hefty 3 bet. Not too big, but big enough to get the job done. Queen Jack suited for Gosh, they open under the gun. 10-6 suited for Bowie in the small, could always play call here. They say nah. Gosh is opening under the gun, give it some respect. Vlad with 5-2 suited in the big. Vlad comes along to the King 9-3 flop, backdoor straight draw for Vlad, but 5 high, just check folds. We only got 19 blinds behind for Gosh. Hard to put in too much action here. But a 3rd pot size bet by the straight draw. Queen Jack will take the pot down. Queen 7, Bowie opens the button. Gosh with King 9 in the big blind. Oh gosh. I was thinking, are we 3 betting? They say no, just call. King 7-3 flop, top pair for Bowie. Gosh leads out here with 2 overcards. Doesn't even have a backdoor straight draw or flush draw. It's a good board for the big blind. 5-6 flops a straight, 7 high board. Bowie rips it in, dude. Top pair. It is a fair play. We are actually going to have a hard time playing turns and rivers if we just call or raise small. Bowie says just rip it in. King 9 will get the heck out of there. Vlad with 7-2 has to fold their button. Jack 2 suited for Gosh in the small will limp it on in. Malika with Ace 5 might think about a raise here. Do cover Gosh. They just got such a small bounty. $375 compared to everybody else. Hard to get too excited about that. Anyways, Malika will raise to 3 blinds and just take the pot down pre. Ace 5 for Bowie, looks like an open off that big stack. Ace 7 for Gosh. Not too excited about it. We know Bowie's opening a lot. Gosh thinks, do I ever 3-bet? Maybe I just look for better spots. Ace-7-0 looks so ugly. And Bowie's open, we'll just take it down pre. Queen 7 suited. Bowie right back in there. Gosh with a pocket pair of 3s. 18 blinds. They think even less with this one here. They just swiftly fold. King 4 suited for Malika. Like, I doubt we see 3-bet. No, just folding. King 2 suited, or King 2-0 hits the muck. 9-10 defends the big blind with a call. I'll C3 card stealer. Playing about 60 blinds deep. Do we fold 10-9? No way, dude. We just got C3 cards here. Ace Jack 10 bottom pair with backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. See about a half pot bet. Not going to be easy for bad boy. Bad boy says, dude, that's so easy. Let me just check raise bottom pair with my backdoor equity. Queen 7 with the straight draw hits the muck. Nasty play by bad boy. Obviously they had the best hand, but not an easy play to make. Take the pot down. Gets the job done. Ace 5 for Malika. They open it on up to 2 blinds. Bogey calls the big with a king and an 8, and we get a king jack jack flop, 2 diamonds. Top pair versus nut flush draw. It's a paired board, so Malika like, we still like best flush draw. We still like the best flush draw, yep. Bowie goes for a small check raise, 3 blinds. Whoa-wee wee wah. I think we just call. Ace on the turn. So Malika makes the best of it here. Bowie's got 2 outs. Check it on over. Good shit. Bowie not looking to bloat the pot now. Obviously that there's an overcard. 3 of a kind potentials. Malika says, well, hey, I'm going to give your flush draws a free river card. And if you got a pair of kings, maybe you feel a bit more comfy. If you got queen 10, we're going to keep the pot small. Rather effective check on the turn there. Bowie might block bet. They say, no, I don't even know if it's worth it. Malika just shows down the ace. Nice non-block bet by Bowie there. We see so much block betting nowadays. Bowie says, nah, show this one down and you just lose. There we go, cards again. 8-7 for Gosh. No, they're not playing that. They're just coming back from break. 60 seconds to think this one through. 8-7-0. No. 10-5 versus 10-4. Kinda interesting. 2 shit hands here. We get a limp pot, 110 blinds deep. Ace 9 5 flop. Bowie's got pair. They check it over. Vlad's got 10 high. Oh, they just check. Pick up a straight draw to the 3. Pair of 5 checks. If we're being honest, I would expect Bowie to have a lot of showdown value here. It depends on how strong it is. Vlad says we're going to find out on the turn. Bet quite large, 2.22. Make it look like we got that set of ducks. 8 on the river. So 6-7 gets there. Obviously there's a whole lot of bullshit Vlad could have. If he wants to bet, he's going to have to bet big. Pair of 5s. We'll see if they get curious here. That 10 of diamonds is pretty irrelevant. Like, you don't expect like Jack 10 to randomly go for a big bet. Anyways, Vlad's bet will get through on the river. Nicely done with 10-4. Couple of bullshit holdings. It's always fun to see the action though. Queen 10 suited for Vlad. Might just rip this in pre. 17 blinds. It's so stupid with Gosh's small bounty. But yeah, Queen 10 just rips, takes it down. We're moving along. Ace 7 suited. Open the button. No 9-7-4 betting this hand. King Jack calls from the big. We get a Jack 10-4 flop. Top pair versus nut flush draw. Not a paired board this time. We'll see if Malika check raises. And no, they just call. There's the paired board. Flush completes as well. Malika with the king of clubs should feel pretty comfy here. I don't think we want to check raise. I think there's a whole lot of bluffs. Queen on the river. Actually probably goes check check quite a bit. Some sort of like queen 9, queen 8 with a club. Just check it down. King queen. Does that even bet the river, making top pair? Flush completing, some straights completing. Like king queen probably doesn't even value bet the river. Certainly not 24 blinds. King Jack with 3 of a kind is looking at flushes or better, like ace king with a club. I don't know, man. We got the king of clubs ourselves. This is a stupid spot for Malika. I was thinking we're not going to check raise bluff the river. We only got 28 blinds behind. But it's kind of like close to the properties you want to be check raising as a bluff on the river there. Blocking boats, blocking real good flushes. But then Malika says maybe this is just good enough to call, because there should still be a lot of draws out there. What if queen 9 turns itself into a bluff on the river making top pair? Would that ever happen? Probably not. Probably just check it down. That's way too ambitious. Anyways, really weird pot there for Malika. Making 3 of a kind with the second best flush blocker. Anyways, I guess we're moving along. Malika with 24 blinds. They got a $1,200 bounty on their head. That is something to write home to mama about. Queen 10 suited for Vlad. Gosh with ace 2 suited. Can't really do much off 16.5 blinds here. They say, fuck it, we're going to go for a 3 bet to 6 blinds. This could get punished. Such a small bounty. Queen 10 suited hits the muck. Nice little play by Gosh to get in a 3 bet there. Very spicy situation for Gosh. Putting almost all their chips, but not all their chips. Darwin with ace queen opens the button. Bowie with 7-7. There's a world where we just 3 bet rip 46 blinds. Ace queen's forced to call. Doesn't happen here though. That's probably for the better anyways. 7-7 calls the big. We get a 5-3 2 flop. Darwin checks back 2 overs with the straight draw to the 4. Get a jack of spades on the turn. 7-7 says 2 flush draws out there. I gotta go for a bet ski. No more free cards. Ace queen with 2 overs. A nut flush blocker. Darwin says, yeah, we're off to the river, dude. 9 of spades. Backdoor flush gets there. Weird spot for 7-7. Does ace queen ever think about a hero call? We face a 3 blind bet. A bluff is always cool to see, but a hero call is interesting. Obviously, it's no good in this instance. 3 blinds into 10. Darwin does take the ace of spades and turn it into a bluff, blocking the nuts. 13 to call into about, why is that, man? So 43 blinds. It was literally 30 plus 13. My brain was like, I don't know the math. Anyways, moving along. 7's in a difficult spot here. They block the flush as well. They say, fuck it, we're going to find the call and take down a huge pot. Darwin down to 26 blinds now. So we got two of the bigger stacks losing big pots. Malika with 3 of a kind. Darwin with a nut flush blocker. Very interesting. Yeah, as soon as Gosh picked up some chips, it was like, okay, we're going to see a little bit of chips thrown around. I was saying chips too many times, but whatever. Vlad will raise and take a pot down there. Ace 4 suited for Darwin. Opening it up. Oh, okay, so Darwin goes 2.05. It's so interesting. They used to always go 2.01. Whoa, min 3 bet here by 6-6. Does Darwin 4 bet rip? Gosh, with King 9 suited, surely has to get out of there. Ace 4 suited for Darwin. Darwin calls, okay. Says, yeah, just getting a great price. 1 blind into like 8.5. Queen 8-6, or sorry, Queen 8-7 flop. Oh my lord. I was going to say 6-6 is in a weird spot. Under pair to the board, we check it back and an ace on the turn. That doesn't make sense, Poker Stars. 6s versus ace 4. We check the flop. Ace on the turn. Another ace on the river. Like, I don't think Bad Boy puts too many more pennies in the middle here. 8.5. Darwin will bet. Oof. A little bit more than 6. Will ever go for an old? Nah, how? Darwin says go about half pot. Interesting. I'd certainly think about a call. There's still some king highs. You would have expected like maybe 9-10 to throw itself into a bluff. 9-10 suited. Would it lead out the turn? Weird spot. What does Darwin even have as a bluff? Other than like, I'm thinking like King Jack, maybe Jack 10 that didn't bluff the turn. Maybe 6s can just fold. Nice fold. Bad Boy says, yeah, dude, I don't even know if I beat anything. I don't know why King Jack is going off in my head so much. At min raise pre. Like, I don't know how much 9-10 Darwin's even going to be opening. Weird spot anyways. Like 26 blinds deep. Anyways, we're going to move along after the nice fold by Bad Boy showing us what they can do here today. Queen 10 suited will come in for the open under the gun. Probably just take this one down pretty. Oh, nice fold by Bad Boy. Love to see that shit. Jack 10 suited for Bowie. King Queen suited for Vlad. Open under the gun and a quick call. Probably just 2 ways to the flop. Truly not much behind. Bad Boy's getting a great price with 5-2 offsuit. That'll be a fold, and we're seeing the ace jack jack flop. Lad's drawing to the backdoor boat draw. 10 would obviously give Bowie a boat. 3 of a kind will lead out small, 1.5. Straight draw for Vlad, the best non-paired hand. Finds a call on the flop, 3 of spades on the turn, completes the flush. 9.4 in the middle, 3 of a kind checks. It will be kind of interesting to see if Vlad fires a barrel here. They do cover Bowie. Nah, they say let's just go to the river for free. Do 4 spades out there on a paired board. Little block bet by Bowie. Vlad gets curious, says, I don't know, dude. I'm gonna raise you to 10.4. You love to see it. Does look like a value raise too. Interesting check on the turn though. Bowie says, I don't know, man, there's 4 spades out there. I can't really call, and the bluff does get through. Very nicely played by Vlad. I was thinking if we want to fire a bet on the river, we're going to have to tell the story on the turn. Vlad says, nah, just let our opponent show some weakness with a block bet. That's how you get 3 of a kind to fold. Eat, defends the big blind. Ace Jack 5 flop. Not much doing for 9-7 of hearts, but Vlad's got the big heart. They fire a nice hefty bet 3.8 and gets the pocket pair out of there. King 9 for Darwin, not really a play here. No. I think it just folds to Bowie with Ace Jack. 29 blinds, maybe we open. Darwin's pretty aggressive, they find the open, yeah. We might get 3-bet from the small, but yeah, we're gonna get 3-bet from the small. Bowie with the ace and the jack makes it 6.6. 3x are open, we just have to let the king 9 off go. Maybe if we're super deep, we can come in for a small 4-bet. But king 9, oh, there's no king 9 suited. 7-7 versus 6-6, and an ace 10 gets in there too. I think Vlad just calls from the small. No real reason to raise it up here. 4-9 for Gosh will fold. Bowie does have pretty good equity here against the 2 pocket pairs, and they flop top pair, but that's no good. Vlad with bottom set. Playing 115 blinds deep. Top pair can bet small. We could even check it back just to control the pot. I think a bet's probably more likely though. Yeah, just a small bet, 1.95. Quick call by the set, and 7s get the hell out of there. 5 on the turn is pretty damn clean. Brings in a flush draw, but Broadway draws did not get there. So like you don't have to worry about no 8-7 open-ender. None of that should all be there. Bowie bets full pot, and they're going to be in a little trouble here. We'll see if Vlad... Okay, they do... Oh, no. Sorry, I can't even spit out any words before all the action comes in. Vlad calls the turn, facing the pot-sized bet, says we'll keep all your hands in there. Your bluffs and your value. 10 of spades on the river. Bowie makes 2 pairs, 35 blinds in the middle. We could just bet pot again with 2 pairs. They size down a little bit, 26 blinds into 35. If I'm Vlad, I just go for a thin value jam. Try to get called by 2 pairs. We don't even have the best set, so we still lose the aces, jacks. Ooh, fuck me, dude. This fly's been bothering me. This comes at my ear. Anyways. I think we still go for a thin value jam. You love to see it by Vlad. They have been getting after it. Finds the set versus 2 pairs. Huge pot. Bowie said, oh shit, I knew this was going to happen. $2,400 bounty on the line. Like King Queen obviously got there, so some Broadways did. You wouldn't expect much. Oh, Ace 10 hits the muck, but I was going to say you wouldn't expect much King Queen other than like King Queen of Diamonds, I suppose. Hard for a straight draw to call on the turn. A little bit easier for straight draw and flush draw. Very nice fold by 2 pairs on the river. Bowie says, yeah, I'm just no good here. Moves along with 70 blinds. We got an ace 10 open for bad boy. Vlad 3 bets 7-5. Or what? Vlad 3 bets 10-10 to 7.5. My God, I am fucking up here today. Ace 10, bad boy could think about a 4-bet. Doesn't have to go all in. Bad boy says, nah, just move along. We haven't seen too much 3-betting pre-flop. Do 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 do. Queen 4, Vlad with this big stack. That fly is still fucking with me. Queen 9 for Gosh. They get the chance to open the button. They'll take the spot and take it down pre. Just like that, they're right behind Malika. Darwin just barely above them as well. Gosh is hanging in there. King 10, Gosh will open it up again. Gosh gets right back after it. 6-5 for Darwin, folds the small. 8-3, oh, finds the fold from the big. Another little pot for Gosh. Ace Jack for Malika. Ace 7 for Vlad. Under the gun, Vlad opens it up. Ace Jack, Malika. I think we 3-bet rip. Might just take it down pre. A $1,200 bounty on their head. I don't know if Vlad... Well, Vlad's got a lot of chips. 120 blinds. It's only 13 to call. Sorry, 150 blinds. How am I messing things up so bad? Vlad with 150 blinds. 13 to call. $1,200 bounty. We'll think about it. No. Look for better spots. Queen 10 for Gosh. No, not this time. King 5 for Bowie, kind of forced to play this small with a limp. 8-5 for Vlad, will let him see the flop. Jack 10-2 flop. Goes check. Check, check. 6 on the turn. No equity picked up for Vlad. Just looking for an 8. Only 2 blinds in the middle. This isn't too exciting. But if Vlad bets the turn, that's kind of cool. No, 7 of diamonds on the river, though. Vlad blocking 8-9 in the diamonds. Bowie checks over king high. Let's see a nice bluff here. Oh, very small. It's like a half pot. Kind of makes me curious what we're repping. Like, it could be weak as like 10x there. King high swiftly folds. You know, when straight draws get there, flush draw gets there, and you rep like a pair of 10s. Kind of interesting play by Vlad. Not too worried about getting called there. Little bluff worked, and then Vlad gets a pocket pair and will rip from the small land, take it down pre. King queen for Bowie. We'll see if Bowie comes in for a bigger size. Trying to deter Vlad from playing the hand. King queen says no, just min raise. I'm just worried Vlad's gonna 3-bet queen 6 suited here. It's almost king 6 suited, which is almost ace king, which is almost properties for a 3-bet, but queen 6 just finds the call and a pair of 6s on the 8-7-6 flop. King queen, no good. Bowie checks it over. King queen, no good. Bottom pair bets a third pot. No backdoor equity for Bowie, just 2 overcards, and one of them's no good. They reasonably get the heck out of there. 10-7 for Vlad. They're just gonna get after it here now. 3 players behind with these short ass stacks. 10-7 min raises. There will be some hands that can just start to rip it in as well from the cutoff there. And it will be interesting playing with Bad Boy in the big. Only 37 blinds deep. I don't think we're going to open rip at this point, but maybe when the blind levels go up a few more times. If we still got a few short stacks in the on the table. Maybe if we're like 25 blinds deep, we could see some wide jams from Vlad from the hijack here. Anyways, we'll wait and see what happens. Ace deuce for Darwin on the button. Don't take the spot, dude. Nice. Ace 9 for Bowie, waits patiently in the big blind. Jack 8 suited. Bad Boy limps it on in. About 36 blinds deep. Bowie says let's just go to the flop. 10-7-5. Straight draw to the 9. Backdoor flush draw. Bad boy checks. Ace high. Bangs off an ace on the turn. Bad boy looking for 2 9s. Ooh, you're gonna lead a blind. Maybe expecting Bowie to raise up their ace X pre-flop. So there's no way you show up with an ace here, dude. Bowie says 7 blinds to go. Hard for Jack 8 to call. Kind of like to see a big value raise, but just doesn't work out in this instance. Nice thin value raise by Bowie. Makes it huge jumbus. Flush gets there. He says, I don't give a shit. Boom, boom, boom. Queen 5 suited. Bad boy. Do we get to play? No sirree. Queen 10 versus 7-7. 2 big stacks. Blind on blind. Limp pot. Vlad might raise it up. 4 blinds to go. Queen 10 super playable. We're out of position, which sucks. We're going to call and see a Jack 7-3 flop. Middle set. That's a quarter pot. Bowie with backdoor equity. Don't check raise, dude. Uh-oh. Check raise is coming in. We've taken too long here. There's the raise. 12 points to go. Timing tell. 7-7. I think we just called. The board super wet. King on the turn. That's an open ender, dude. Does Bowie rip? Overbet jam 42 into 33? Or do we find a small bet like, I don't know, like 12? I don't think we want to go bigger than that. Like, we're not going to bet half pot on the turn here, leaving some stupid stack to pot ratio. Bowie says 14. Read on me this one, dude. Like 7's just call. 9 on the river. Bowie makes the straight. runner backs into a straight. Bowie's gonna rip. Easy call for the set here. 10-8 gets there, which is a little bit more scary. Yeah, but 7s, we're just getting this in. Vlad runs the worst. I love the call on the flop. Like the turn card, you just gotta let your opponent blast off. They just so happen to make the nuts on the river. Bad news for Vlad. Damn, they probably had some 90% equity on the flop there. Runner for a straight. Bowie's back in the game, first place position with a couple of 10s. King Jack for Vlad still has this huge stack. Dude, 100 blinds will call from the small. 6-9 for Gosh in the big blind. Oh, there's a couple of 6s out there. 6-6-4 flop. Bowie has 10s. 10s are strong. Gosh probably gets a double up here. Bowie bet small, 1.7. Gosh, with about 13 blinds. I don't know if we really want to check raise jam, but if we're being honest, a 4 might want to think about a small check raised. You probably want to stick your 6x in that range too, I think. So you make it, yeah, like very small. I was going to say like 3.5, 3.9, somewhere in between there. Gosh says go a little bit bigger, 4.8, only leaving 8 blinds behind. This does look like a 4 if we're being honest. Gosh gets it in with 3 of a kind though. Bowie says, oh fuck me dude. Is that 4 of a kind? I'm drawing dead. Nice double up there for Gosh. 32 blinds for him. Just like that they covered Darwin and Malika. Ace 5 suited for Vlad. King Queen for Malika in the big blind. Do we have our 3-bet jam here? Does Vlad ever get curious for a bounty? Maybe No, 3-bet jam does come in, and Vlad's curious for a bounty. Whoa, wee wah, kings and queens. None of it on the turn, and river's a clean 2. Ace high holds up 35 blinds and a $1,200 bounty. Vlad's sitting pretty again in first place with 120 blinds. Ooh, wee wah. Can you imagine if that 7-7 just held up? Vlad takes down like 100 blind pot. Anyways, I guess we'll move along. 8-8 for Darwin. We'll rip from the small for about 15, or exactly 15. $2,500 bounty on their head. Ace-7 will be curious. Bowie says again, I'm not too curious, dude. Oh, but an ace and a king. Now I'm curious. 9-2 for Darwin. That's nothing. Oh yeah, we're 5-handed now. How much money's we got locked up? 6,700. And 8,900 for 4th place there. 11,600 bucks for 3rd. 1st and 2nd get 17,000 and a little bit more. Bad boy tries to limp in the king 8. Ace king raises to 3.5. Bad boy thinks and finds the fold. Ace 5 for Darwin. 18 blinds. Can't really do too much. Could always min raise fold, I suppose, but ace 5, I don't know. Darwin says, yeah, we'll get out of there. Vlad faces a limp and a king 10 raises. Takes it down pre. Vlad did go for the big sizing again, which is interesting to note. 4 blinds. Ace 2 for Vlad. 26 blinds deep. They just rip it in from the small. Gosh, doesn't get a chance to play cards there. 8-9 suited for Bad Boy. I don't think we play. No, we just fold under the gun. 5-handed, 25 blinds. Do cover 2 players, which is interesting for Bad Boy. Anyways, Vlad's going to open the button with Queen 5 and take it down pre. Oh, it looks like blinds went up at some point too there that I missed. Queen 10 suited, Bowie's opening. Jack 4 suited for Bad Boy, and the big blind has to preserve chips. I don't think we get to call here. No, we don't. Bad Boy says, maybe we do. Maybe we do call. East 9-6 flop. Bowie with the flush draw. Bad Boy with the backdoor flush draw. No backdoor straight draw for Bad Boy. Bowie has one. They bet in position and take the pot down. Oh, it's kind of weird for Jack 4 to defend the big blind there, if we're being honest. Gosh covers us. Still got a little bit of a lead over Darwin, I suppose, and Gosh has that very small min bounty, so we don't really give a shit about that. So maybe Bad Boy says, yeah, we play for a little bit of chips with Jack 4, because we were only worried about the Darwin bounty. Anyways, we're moving along with this 5 blind pot. I don't know how the chips got in the middle, but here we are. King 10-2. Looks like 7-6 went for a bet, and then Ace 9 check raises. Takes the pot down for Bowie. Ace 9 suited for Bad Boy. Ace Jack suited again for Bowie. This has been their hand on the final table here today. Bad Boy opens. Bowie thinks about a 3-bet. Could land on a call option. They say no. We go for small 3-bets. Right around 3x, just like they did to Darwin. And man, this flies back. Oh, it's on the screen. Can't do much about that. Ace 9 suited in a weird spot here. We'll think about a 4-bet bluff. Not going to work out here, obviously. There's the jam. Ace Jack snap calls. We're looking for a 9 or some clubs. There's a club, dude. There's no chops, right? I don't think so. No straight draws. And the fly is all over the place. Bowie holds up. Gets a bounty. We lose Bad Boy. I think they played a pretty damn good game. I like the fold with the 6s early on. Anyways. It's fun to see them get after it here today. King 7 for Vlad. We'll put Gosh in a pickle again. Rip it in. King 7 suited, 24 blinds deep. Seven 6 suited. Bowie opens up. 8-10 for Darwin in the big blind. Everybody covers Darwin. They can think about a call here. Right, we just got 12 blinds. We call. Queen 7. What? Queen 4 3 flop. There we go. Queen 4 3, 2 diamonds. Bowie has the backdoor heart draw with the straight draw to the 5. We'll just go to the turn for free. The ace of spades. 8-10 is no reason to hang in there. No reason to bluff. Darwin checks. Bowie has a good reason to bet. 7 high takes the pot down on the turn. Interesting size in there. 3.2 blinds. Into like 5. Would put 11 in the middle. With like 7 behind. I don't know. Puts a lot of pressure on a lot of shit, I guess. 8-10, of course, just had to hit the muck. Always curious, though, to see their sizing. Pros know what they're doing here. King 7 for Darwin on the button. 10 blinds. We'll think about a rip. I don't know if we take the spot. They might look for a better one. Whoa, a min raise. King 9 hits the muck from the small. Jack 4, of course, gets out of there. Nice steal by Darwin. I would have just folded that bad boy. Jack 8 for Vlad. They raised to 3 blinds. Ace 5 for Gosh in the big. Kind of a dumb spot for ace 5. You really want to call and make a pair of aces. That's what you want. Or 3 5s or some shit. Gosh says, I just want to rip and take it down pre. How about that? They do. Moving along with 25 blinds. Ace Jack for Darwin's going to get this in pre. I think 10-9 calls for the bounty. It's about a 12 blind jam. $2,500 on the line. 1K buy-in. 10-9 hits the muck. I'm just wrong. Humble pie. I will enjoy. King Jack. Vlad will open under the gun. And 6-4 defends the big. We're off to a flop. C3 cards. Oh, look at the cards that come, dude. Jack, 10-3, all spades. Bowie with a flush. Vlad with top pair and a fair kicker. Go for a small bet. Depends how Bowie proceeds. We'll see how many pennies go in the middle. They go for the call on the flop, and we get a bad ace on the turn. Vlad might go for another small bet on the turn here, but they're checking back the river. Bowie's going to have to check raise here and now. Otherwise, they're not going to get to. Let's see, we get a queen on the river. King or jack. Is a jack go for value? 3 of a kind? Probably. So there's actually a few rivers where Vlad will go for a value bet, but they do face the check raise on the turn here. Vlad quickly calls in a 3. Pairs the board. Whoa. Obviously there's flop flushes. King queen makes a straight on the turn that you block. 3-3 is almost impossible now. Vlad's gonna think about a hero call. Oh, flush just checks it over. Bowie says no more value for me. I can only get fucked by aces. Ace 3. 10-10. Was it? Was that another boat out there? Or was it Jack? I don't know. There were some boats out there. Yeah, I think it was Jacks, 10s, aces, ace 3. Anyways, Bowie just checks the flush, and we're moving on along. Got a couple ducks versus 9s. Vlad, 3 bets quite big here. 14 blinds from the small. We're playing just about 80 blinds deep or so. Gosh with Jack 9 suited. We'll let that one go. And ducks just hit the muck. Ooh, ace king. Darwin's got kings, dude. Ace king for Vlad. Darwin opens up to the 2.01 blind size that I was talking about earlier. I don't know what that 2.05 blind nonsense was. Vlad gonna 3-bet. They just ripped. They're only playing about 22 blinds effective with Gosh. Kings obviously call. We're looking for aces, hearts, diamonds. Little queen jack 10 action. No, but an ace. Ace on the flop. One out for Darwin. They do not find it, of course. 30 blinds. Slide over to Vlad. They played a damn good game, Vlad, and they kind of deserve to get lucky. Not that Darwin deserved to get unlucky. But here we are. Vlad gets the bounty, gets the chips. Darwin's out of here in fourth. See ya later. I'll surely make another WCOOP final table. King 5, flopping 3 of a kind. Bowie bets a blind and gets called by the straight draw. Gosh, looking for a 6. He had a 3 on the turn. Gosh needs a 6. 4 blinds in the middle. Man, this fly needs to die. Anyways, 3 of a kind will bet full pot. I think we gotta fold our straight draw here with 8 high. Gosh is playing on point as well. They got that tiny ass bounty on their head. Did a great job of surviving, getting all the ladders in the world. Ace 4 for Bowie, Queen 6 suited for Vlad. Limp pot. 9-5 2 flop. Ace high checks. Queen 6 with the backdoor straight draw, but not much else. Checks it back, making a pair. Queen on the turn, looks real good. Bowie does have a straight draw to the 3. Ace high checks once again. Very small pot, 2.4 blinds in the middle. Overbet. Vlad says it's no longer that small. Bowie's gonna think about a call here. There's 2 flush draws, plenty of straight draws. Queen on the river's a brick if we're being honest. The Queen X obviously made 3 of a kind, but all the draws brick. Bowie thinks about a call. Do we ever block bet? Bowie says check. Bowie checks. See what size Vlad goes. They overbet the turn. They still want to get called by worse. So they can't go like 20. We still kind of want to overbet though. Something like 15. 14 and a half. 37. A 9's going to be super curious, dude. Ace high has to hit the muck though. I was like, I don't think we can go 20, right? I love me a good overbet. Vlad says just go all the way. 3 of a kind. Oh boy. You'll love to see it though. Didn't work out in this instance. Ace high hits the muck. Vlad with the 9-10 suited will raise and take one down pre there. King 3 suited. Gosh is getting after it from the button. Vlad with a big stack and a 10 and a 7 in the big. Man, that bounty's so small. It's almost hard to call pre-flop. 10-7 does defend the big blind. Ace 7-4 flop. 1 heart and a backdoor straight draw for Gosh. They bet 1.5. Quick call by the pair of 7s. And a 5 on the turn does bring in that straight draw to the 6. 14 blinds behind for Gosh. Ace high board. Does a bet on the turn get through? Gosh is going to find out. No, we just go to the river for free. 8 of clubs. 1-liner to a 6. I wouldn't expect much 6x to open the button here. But Gosh does have suited King X with a 3. Somehow 10-7. 2x overbets the pot. I'm going to take it down there. Is it a bluff? I'm not too sure. 1-liner to a 6. Did 9-10 make a straight as well? Trying to think. Anyways, very interesting overbet there by Vlad. Make a pair of pair of jacks. King Jack 4 flop. Bowie on the button. Checks back the pair of 3s. 5 on the turn. Vlad checks jacks once more. If I'm Bowie, I just show down the 3-3, hopefully make a set on the river. Not 4 though. Little 4 hearts. Pair of jacks is going to think about a value bet. 7.5 blinds. Vlad continues with the overbets. Bowie's going to be curious. Says, man, you're getting after it. I'm going to have to call you one of these times. 3-3 with a spade and a heart. No, that doesn't matter. The spade's kind of interesting, but the heart obviously doesn't matter. Like you block some flush draws that potentially would have bluffed earlier. So it's like your opponent's barely even less likely to show up with bluffs on the river. Anyways, Vlad does get paid off. 3-3 is a little too curious, sees the bad news. 8-8. In position this time, Vlad going for a small C bet. 5-4 with a little bit of backdoor equity, thinking check raise. Doesn't have to go too big. Nice small sizing here, 4.2 blinds. Overpair at least calls. Ace on the turn. That's a straight draw to the 3. Bowie might continue. We have very little equity and it's probably a good card for our opponent. But obviously if we have 3 of a kind, we're just going to continue betting. Bowie says, yeah, bombs away, 10 more blinds. Pair of 8s hit the muck. Nice read by Bowie. Pair of 8s hit the muck on the ace turn. Just so difficult for 8s to hang in there on the river. Obviously there's a flush draw and straight draws. What a play by the 5 high. 5-3, Bowie will limp it on in. 4-3, Vlad checks it back. We get an 8-6-6 flop. Boring shit. Both players with some backdoor straight draws. Vlad in position will bet 2 blinds. It's almost a full pot size bet, and the 4 high will get the job done. 3-3 for Bowie, opening the button. Got that small bounty in the big blind. I was wondering if Vlad was going to call. They say no. Bottom set for Bowie. Not much doing here for Gosh. They get a free turn, the deuce of diamonds. Nice check back by bottom set on this fairly dry board. There's obviously a few straight draws out there, but Bowie's not worried of it. Deuce of diamonds, we probably bet real small, like 1.5. Oh, free river. Bowie says free river and makes a boat. King high for Gosh. I don't think we're gonna be in the business for hero calling here. Gosh checks it on over. If I'm Bowie, I rip it in. Some smart players bet real small here though. Bowie just goes for the all-in play. Makes lots of sense. We have a boat. Checked it down to the river. Gosh hasn't folded yet. They're curious, but they end up letting it go before they reach the time bank. Moving along with about 8 blinds. Vlad with 8-9 will open the button. Ace-7 for Bowie in the big. 3-handed. Ace-7 is an interesting one. You almost think you should 3-bet, but then you're like, no, I think we can just take this post-flop. Jack-10-4 is the board. Open-ender, Vlad with the backdoor flush draw to boot. Gets a call by the ace-high, who bangs off a pair of aces on the turn. Bowie making pairs. Vlad with a missed straight draw right now. That's probably a good card to barrel away. 12.5 blinds. Uh-oh, Bowie's gonna make a stand here. Like I was saying, the overbets have been coming in. The 3-3 got curious. Bowie's gonna call. Ace on the river. How big of a bet does Vlad make? I'm worried. There's a world where they just rip it in. No, right? They cover me. Bowie covers Vlad. Bowie block bets, so maybe we can just get away from this one. Can't we just get away from this? We got 9 high with the missed straight draw. 33 blinds in the middle. We get a less than 7 blind block bet. Let's just look for another spot. Right, Vlad? Right? Nice. Nice. Very worrisome there. Like, if Bowie doesn't block bet, I don't know, man. I'm worried Vlad rips it in. But then again, Vlad's covered by Bowie. It might just go check on the river. Vlad's a reasonable player. They like themselves an overbet, but still within reason. Anyways, I guess we'll move along to this small ass pot where Vlad's got the flush. Bowie with a pair of 8s checks it on over. If Vlad checks, that's pretty interesting. Maybe a little 8 on the river. No, Vlad does go for a bet here. I think this is the 3rd time Vlad's been a pot with a 4 flush board. This is the first time they've had it. No action for him though. That's unfortunate. Running bad. Jack 10 from the small. Just rips it into Queen Jack, I do believe. Gets a quick call. 7 blinds for Gosh. 70-some%. Looking for a queen or a club. No. Gosh will survive. 14.5 blinds slide their way. Vlad picking up some equity there after getting it in poor. Didn't get lucky here today. King 8. Opening the button. 9-5 will defend the big blind. We get a 5-4-4 flop. Vlad C bet small. This is one of those spots where the pair of 5s might want to go for a check raise. That it does. Makes it 5 blinds and takes the pot down. Ace 2 for Bowie. Limping it in. King 10 for Vlad. Raising to 4. Bowie can 3-bet here. Calling is weird, you know. Ace deuce sucks. 3-bet. What size do we go? I like a big 3-bet. Like, I was gonna say 16. Bowie says 14. Still love the play. King 10. Do we ever call 10 blinds in position into 28? Oof. Vlad says yes. Queen Jack 2 flop. Bottom pair for Bowie. Open ender for Vlad with 2 live cards. The King and 10. Vlad in position will have a little bit easier time navigating, but Bowie says, I'm just going to bet huge, dude. Half pot, what are you going to do about it? Size up the turn jam if I want to take it. Vlad rips. Vlad rips the straight draw at 47% here. Ace, King, 10, or 9. No flush draws out there. Bottom pair calls. 4 on the turn. Queen on the river, the board pairs, but that doesn't matter. 150 blinds just about. Slide over to Bowie. Get that huge 4K bounty. The straight draw and live cards miss. Gosh has 12 blinds. Bowie with 200. Show is pretty well wrapped up here. We'll see how long Gosh can hang out for. Jack 2, raising to 4 blinds. I was going to say it doesn't look like they're going to hang out too long, but the raise gets through pre. 6-2 suited versus 6-2 suited. What a little happening that was. Open-ended straight draw. Rips it all in on the flop, facing the half pot size bet. Like, I guess if we call the flop, we're just going to have such a difficult time playing turn and river that we probably don't even get to play the river. So if we call, we're pretty well just blasting off 14 blinds just to see a turn. So I guess, yeah, Vlad ripping it in actually makes a lot of sense. Got very fair equity against bottom pair. Did not work out here today for Vlad. Bowie ran a little better. Both players got a pair of 6s here. 7.25 blinds in the middle. We'll see if anybody gets blown off the bot, but with a 4 on the turn, I don't think it'll happen yet. And if there's a scary river, it probably just goes check and we show it down. Bet call on the turn, 4 on the river. There's still ace high that I can call. King high maybe? Curious queen high? Some sort of 5s? only 5s. Anyways, pair of 6s, we'll just show it down. 10-2 for Bowie. Stupid spot, about 15 blinds steep. Queen 5 for Gosh in the big. Queen 7-4 flop. Bowie bets 1 blind. Top pair calls, and there's 2 pairs now. No equity for Bowie here, no draw at all. 13 blinds behind. Bowie bets another 3. Pretty hefty bet on this, or with this stack to pot ratio. 3 into 4 1/4. 13 behind. All in by the 2 pairs. We'll take the pot down. Would have been nice to see Gosh find a call on the turn. Maybe they'd get a few more pennies. Maybe the full double. 6-6 for about 20 blinds. We'll try to get this in pre. Start off with a limp. Bowie raises. We pretty happily jam. 9-8 for Bowie. Could see a flop. They say no, we're raising, dude. 6s quickly jam and take the pot down. Nice play by Gosh. Doing a good job of hanging on out here. Getting to play a little bit of heads up poker with Bowie. Queen 2 limping it in. 8-5 checking it back, making bottom pair. King 7-5 flop. Queen 2. Weird spot. We'll check and make a pair of 2s. Eight and a 5. Thinking about a bet. Queen 2 sees the river for free, the 9 of hearts. So like 8-6 made a straight. That would be a very, very nice thin value bet by 8-5. Very thin. 8-5 will just end up checking, and Queen 2 checks it down 2. And that 2 blind pot slides over to Gosh. King Jack for Gosh on the button. Limping it in. 8-4 for Bowie. We could always see another raise jam. Not this time. Bowie learned their lesson. Gosh making top pair. Not much doing here for Bowie. King 7-2 flop. 8-4. Check folds facing them in bet. Unless Bowie wants to get spicy and throw in a raise with the backdoor straight draw. We haven't folded yet, so no, we do fold. 4-4. 20 some blind steeple coming for the limp. 7-6 suited for Gosh. If Gosh raises, they'll get punished. They check. Ooh. A6-4 flop. Bottom set versus middle pair with the backdoor flush draw and straight draw. There's some spicy turn cards, like a 5 of diamonds, a 3 of diamonds. Got a 10 of clubs. That's boring as shit. Stupid turn card, Poker Stars. 7-6 of diamonds? Do we even hang in for a turn bet? It's going to be big, right? Bowie's going to size up a river jam, goes for a slight overbet. Like 7-6 just might hit the muck here. As Gosh gets all the way curious. There's a lot of straight draws and flush draws out there. But a nice fold by the pair of 6s. Ace King for Gosh. They limp it on in. 9-4, forced to see a flop. Ace 3-3. Goes check bet fold. But we did have a backdoor straight draw. No club in their hand. They say I'm going to look for a better spot. Such as King 3 versus King 2 and a Jack 9-5 flop. King 3 bets a blind. King 2 calls. 8 on the turn. See if Bowie can fire away, get the king high off the chop pot. Not a real good reason to. Bowie says, yeah, I want to buy the pot though. Surely King 2 just folds. No kicker, king high. This would be one hell of a call by Gosh. They're thinking about it and they end up letting her go, but they know something's up there. King high versus king high. 9-9. Bowie gonna raise to 2 blinds. I was thinking, like, this is a strong ass hand. Do we really want to limp? 10-6 will defend the big. We get an ace queen 3 flop. Backdoor flush. Backdoor straight draw for Gosh as well. Sees this very small bet. Looks to be a quarter pot. Check raising properties. Gosh thinks and thinks and finds the fold. Queen 9 will limp it on in. King 6 suited. Checking it back. Jack 4 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. We're gonna raise. Bowie thinks and calls. We get an ace of hearts on the turn. Paired board, but Bowie's got that nut flush draw out of position. It's a weird spot. Queen high goes for another bet. 3 blinds. Only 12 behind. Doesn't quite size up a river jam. Bowie calls. Bangs off a pair of kings. Does Gosh bluff? Blocking Queen 10? Ace high board. Does Bowie sniff out a hero call? When a situation with Gosh, we probably don't want to have that Queen of Hearts if we're being honest. But it still blocks like Queen 10 of Hearts. So maybe we want it. I think we do want to have the Queen of Hearts if we're going to bluff. In the end, Gosh didn't take the spot, but I think we do want to have it. So I think that might have been a bluff on the river. Would have been weird to see if Bowie calls. Anyways, we'll move along. Jack, King suited. Gosh sees an ace, queen, flop, bets and takes the pot. 9-6 versus ace 8. Limp pot. Bowie rips for 14-15 blinds. 9-6 folds and we're a 3 blind raise. Forget whatever I was saying. 3 blind raise by Bowie. We'll take the pot down pre. 10-2 versus 7-3. Limp pot. Gosh says no. Raised to 3 blinds. Whoa. Takes it down pre. Jack 9 versus 10-3. Bowie thinks raise. Checks it back. 8-4-2 flop. No pairs for nobody. Just some backdoor straight draws and live cards. Gosh will bet 1.5. Try to get Jack high off the pot and gets the job done. 8-10 for Bowie. King 3 suited for Gosh. Bowie limps. Gosh checks. 4-3-2 flop. Middle pair with backdoor flush draw versus 2 overcards. Bowie gonna bet. Bowie says check, dude. Bowie just reads into Gosh's soul and knows he has a pair 4 on the turn. Gosh leads out 1.5 and 10-8 hits the muck swiftly. Whoa. Bowie's next level. Queen 8, Gosh will limp it in. 10-6 for Bowie. Bowie raises to 3.5. Like in their 10-6 here. Queen 8 calls. King Jack 4 flop. This is interesting. No pairs, just some backdoor equity. Bowie probably bets small. Takes the pot down. They go for a half pot size bet. Surely it gets the job done though, right? Queen 8 can't do much here. No, it just has to get out of there. Gosh is barely hanging in there now. Not quite hitting the flop like they need to in some crucial pots. Anyways, Queen Jack 5 flop, limp pot. A3 suited, checks it over 4-2. Backdoor straight draw, probably C bets with the 4 high. I guess it's not a C bet if there's no open, right? That would make sense. A3 check raises the flop, backdoor straight draw. You don't expect that much. Gosh, we'll take that one down. Thought 4 high was going to get away with one there. 9-6 limping it in. Queen Jack checking it back. Queen 10-8 flop. Straight draw to the 7 for Gosh. Bets 1.5 into 2 1/4. Top pair with the straight draw to the 9. Check raises to 3.5. Very small raise by Bowie here. Again, another spot where Gosh can't really hang in there. Gosh hangs in there and a 10 on the turn. Gosh hangs in there with 9 high, a straight draw to the 7. They have a straight draw to the Jack too. My apologies. How did I miss that? Double gutter, 7 or Jack. Bowie's got straight draw to the 9, top pair. That's 3.5 blinds. There's the fold by the straight draw. Sorry, I thought he just had the straight draw to the 7 on the flop. That was a bizarre call. Nines, we'll get this in pre and 8-10 suited. We'll think about a call. Equity runs pretty close against a jam range here, 33%. We're looking for a 10 or, just a 10. Paired board on the turn, no straight draw. Oh my god, a Jack on the river? That's double paired board and 10 high takes the pot down? How did I miss that one? A 10 or Jack apparently. Jack on the river. Gosh says, holy shit, fuck me, do I run bad. Bowie gets another bounty, the victory in the WCOOP. Holy moly. Well, that's the end of the show, I suppose. How much did Bowie get there? Just under 40k for their efforts. And then, what the hell? I don't know. I can't remember his name already. He was just there in the hand. Gosh. How do I forget Gosh's name? Oh, but I just knew the whole time they had this stupid $250 bounty and they're going to make second place. Just painful. You just know the result at the beginning of the show. It's annoying. And anyways, that is the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. If you got any comments or suggestions on improving the show, fire them down in the comments below. Till next time, adios amigos.